Greg Rutherford's pregnant fiancée Susie Variel was rushed to hospital on Thursday night after their baby girl stopped moving. The Olympic long jumper, 34, admitted he almost cried with relief when doctors found their baby's heartbeat and she kicked. Greg said that he and Susie, 32, grew worried after their baby girl stopped moving because she is usually very active, as he updated his followers via Instagram. Posting a picture of his pregnant fiancée in hospital, the former Strictly contestant penned, "So last night after a busy day of tidying and clearing, Susie suddenly realized she hadn't felt the baby move and we went through all the steps to try and make her move and nothing happened. The worry was caused by the fact that normally she doesn't stop moving. We jumped in the car and headed to they found the heartbeat and then in typical fashion, she kicked." This apparently made Susie feel like a weather person knows of sober. Recalling the worrying incident, he added, "I almost cried in the heart. The stress of being pregnant never gets any easier. Most women begin to feel their baby move between 16 and 24 weeks of pregnancy, and the movement is typically described as a kick, flutters. There is no set number of normal movements. A baby will have their own pattern of movements that mothers-to-be should get to recognize." The NHS website states that expectant mothers should call their midwife or maternity unit immediately if they notice their baby is moving less than usual, they can't feel any movement, or there is a change of pattern. The flutters, swishes and rolls, what those movements mean. Reduced fetal movement is a reduction in a baby's regular pattern of movement. Most women begin to feel their baby move between 16 and 24 weeks of pregnancy, and the movement is typically described as a kick, flutters, swish or roll. The type of movement may change as pregnancy progresses. There is no set number of normal movement. A baby will have their own pattern of movements that mothers-to-be should get to recognize. From 16 to 24 weeks on, women should feel the baby move more and more up until 32 weeks, then the moves will stay roughly the same until birth. Usually, afternoon and evening periods are times of peak activity for a baby. During both day and night, a baby has sleep periods that mostly last between 20 and 40 minutes, and are rarely longer than 90. A baby will usually not move during these sleep periods. There is no set number of kicks a woman. What is important is that they know what is normal for their baby. There is a common misconception that you should be feeling 10 kicks over a set period, but this is no longer suggested as all babies are different. Women who are concerned that their baby has slowed down or stopped moving should contact their midwife or maternity unit immediately. Advertisement. Medical professionals will then be able to check the baby and its heartbeat to ensure everything is okay. Greg also took to his Instagram later on Thursday evening to thank his 161K followers for their concern, and posting the same picture of Susie as his story update. He penned, "I've been inundated with messages since posting the story earlier, so just wanted to say a massive thank you for all your concern. Everything really is okay. Baby's fine, Susie's fine, and we're just really grateful we could be seen so quickly and reassured." Greg went on to thank the NHS for looking after his family amid the coronavirus. He continued, "The NHS are under so much stress and strain at the moment, but we couldn't have felt more looked after, even when we had to show up close to a Dow closing time, which we kept apologizing for. I promise. This is our third baby, so we know this sort of thing happens, and we used every trick in the book to get some movement going, but sometimes you just have to admit defeat and accept profession." Signing off his post, he wrote, "Just looking forward to having her here now. Not long to go." Greg and Susie announced they were expecting their third child, a baby girl. Susie, who is also mom to Milo, 6, and Rex, 3, has since spoken out on her experience with hyperemesis gravidarum, which causes extreme morning sickness, a condition she was also diagnosed with in her previous pregnancy. Hyperemesis gravidarum, HG, is defined as severe nausea and vomiting during. Up to 20% of sufferers experience symptoms after weeks 14 to 20, however, most have relief in the later stage. Unlike morning sickness, which affects up to 80% of pregnant women, HG causes severe dehydration and prevents sufferers from keeping any. In a video diary posted on her popular Instagram page, Susie is seen throughout the first 6 months of her pregnancy, documenting the extreme symptoms of HG, explaining she was keen to help others suffering with the condition to feel less isolated. Susie said she spent months in bed alone, even struggling to go downstairs in her. One particularly emotional entry comes when Susie cries as she tells the camera, "It is sometimes not enough to know that there is a baby coming at the end of it." The diary also follows the blogger as she is taken to hospital after she was sick 15 times and she also experiences hair loss as the condition worsens. Susie tells viewers that she has her safe spot in her bedroom, but even going downstairs triggers bad anxiety. "I had smell aversions the last 2 pregnancies, but this time it's really strong. She has seen the smell downstairs are so strong and horrible, and it makes my house feel like I don't." Thankfully, as Susie reaches her 20-week scan, she reveals she is beginning to feel better, and is operating at 70 posted. In the accompanying caption, she explains that both she and Greg had reservations about trying for a third child. Our decision to try for baby number 3 began with terror from me, apprehension from Greg, and a treatment plan/prophylactics meds to take before conceiving as a prevention from the doctor. While I felt dreadful and existed on a cocktail of drugs, it wasn't as bad as Rig's pregnancy, which I'm thankful for. I only needed to visit the hospital for a drip once, managed to keep vomiting to once every 5 hours and only lost 5% body weight. Anyway, you can see from the video, so sorry, it's not cheery, but I did leave out the worst parts, how much of a battle and how low it can leave you feeling. Susie went on to thank Greg and her mom for every ounce of their support, from keeping me mentally together, to washing my bedding, to putting up with the incessant switching of safe foods and endless trips to the supermarket to get me anything obscure I might fancy trying to nibble for a couple of seconds. I'm so grateful I can be back to being a mom, and while I'm not fully recovered, I'm so grateful to get to. Greg and Susie announced their pregnancy on Instagram in December, sharing photos of Susie showing off her growing bump in a cream shirt. She wrote, "Really happy to share what got someone new joining the family earlier. The boys are very excited to meet their sister and we've been buying lots of miniature cake. It's been another difficult HG pregnancy and a long, tough road to get here, but we're so very grateful." Greg shared the same photo, writing, "Absolutely thrilled to let you all know baby no 3. We made a girl." Greg and Susie met in 2012, exchanging messages for 2 months before enjoying a bowling date together, and hit it off. They welcomed first son Milo in October 2014, with Rex arriving in July 2017. Greg won Olympic gold in 2012 and is the British record holder, both outdoors and in. Greg proposed to Susie in May 2019 during a hike in Arizona, with the couple later proposing their planned 2020 wedding in the US due to COVID. What is hyperemesis gravidarum? Hyperemesis gravidarum, HG, is defined as severe nausea and vomiting during pregnancy. Celebrities who've been open about their own battles with HG include the Duchess of Cambridge, Kate Middleton, Kim Kardashian, Kourtney Kardashian, Deborah Messing, Kelly Clarkson, Tia Mowry, Tori Spelling, Amy Schumer. It affects up to 2% of pregnant women. HG symptoms usually appear between weeks 4 and 6 and peak at 9 to 13 weeks. Up to 20% of sufferers experience symptoms up to weeks 14 to 20. However, most have relief in the later stage. Unlike morning sickness, which affects up to 80% of pregnant women, HG causes severe dehydration and prevents sufferers from keeping any. Other symptoms include losing 5% or more of their pre-pregnancy weight, reduced urination, headaches, confusion, fainting, extreme fatigue, loss of skin elasticity, a rapid heart rate. Some HG cases require hospitalization where women can receive 4 fluids and new. HG's cause was thought to be hormonal. However, research suggests it may be due to genetic variation. Source: American Pregnancy Association advert.